Hi, it's Angie. I'm back for another video. This one's kind of deep. This one, I'm going to attempt, hoping that the words come out right, to explain the interrelatedness of Venus retrograde, the twin flame divine template, and global ascension. And I'm using a tarot card reading, and this is an actual reading for twin flames of any sign, in order to explain this and break this down. So this video is for anybody who cares about the planet, who cares about where our species, humanity, is going, headed spiritually and consciously. What's in store, you know? So let's talk a little bit about Venus retrograde first. We're in a three-dimensional, holographic, cosmic play. We're involved. If you're alive and breathing on this planet right now, I don't care if your teeth are falling out. You're blessed. You're blessed to be here. This is a hot spot of the universe right now. I'm telling you. I've been following this for, well, in this incarnation since 1994. That's when I had the OBE. But I've been at this for lifetimes. I'm an ancient. You talk about old souls. I'm ancient. My DNA, it's been lighting up. And I'm a visionary, and I see and know things. But this video does involve me because it's a lot about twin flames, and there's some elements in this reading for twin flames. If you're a twin flame, parts of it may resonate. A lot of it probably will. Some of it may not. The twin flames that are being shown in this particular reading are ones that this card here is telling me that they're twins that aren't in communication. That's the one of the key cards that tells me that. And this is when I first drew this, laid these cards out last night, and I looked at them. I was like, I was ready to throw the whole idea of doing tarot readings down out in the garbage can, because I laid out the cards and I'm looking at them and I'm like, I didn't really see anything. I didn't see anything that made any sense. But then I remembered that I did ask for a storyline. So once I looked at these cards and studied them deeper, and I didn't even have to use the book for this reading at all. I looked deeper. And there it was. All the key elements of twin flames are in this. Everything's here. This is a reading. This isn't a soulmate reading, but I'll tell you the difference between twin flames and soulmates. The actual reading is for twin flames. But this actual video is for anybody. And you may see aspects of your life showing up in here too, because, you know, these events, any event or happening or occurrence or situation or predicament that's possible in the human realm, anything from cyber stalking to being heartbroken, from going from rags to riches, any situation, having your partner cheating on you, sneaking around, anything that human beings can think or feel or do can show up in the minor arcana. So you might see something in here for you. But the reading itself is obviously for twin flames, and I'll try to explain that as I go along. But let's get back to Venus, because Venus retrograde, that's going to affect everybody. Okay. Now, whatever you hear about Venus retrograde, I would say 99% of the information is dead on what it's about, and I'm going to add my take, because I think, yeah, I'm going to add my take. I'm going to add something to that. So, this cosmic play I was talking about, with being the hot spot of the universe, yeah, everybody's waiting for their turn. Uranus, when he went into transit in the sign of Taurus, yay. So that was a big power move play for Uranus. Now it's Venus's turn. Venus, I believe it's tomorrow on the 5th. She's going in retrograde for 40 days and 40 nights. Now the planet needs this. She's going to force people to look at their love relationships of all sorts. What this can mean for some of you is it could mean, lovers from your past or friends from your past showing back up into your life after they've had some time to think. No one's immune from this. No one. It's going to affect everybody. And also, my add to that is, and I know what I'm talking about because I study a lot of modalities, and I'm more of a jack of all trades kind of guy, master of nothing, but I do have the ability to manifest cutting edge information. Not so much intergalactic, but this Earth drama is affecting all the galaxies. It has, because they're coming in to help for good reasons. But I'm not going to get into that galactic history. So in this cosmic play, what's happening is humanity we've fallen from grace. We've fallen in density levels, but from there, because of our sexuality, we've actually fallen from grace completely. We're out of galactic alignment. Now, this planet and her species, her inhabitants, the angelic human race, when it was originally created, it was created to be an intergalactic command center for light. I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but this is important. So you can see, and those angelic humans, I think they had like 200 strands of DNA. They were like super angelic humans. So I'm going to just go right to the short of it, because that's a whole story unto itself. But there was an interstellar transmission eons ago, and it took the most important, sacred, profound gift that Creator, no, Source God gave us, and it's sex. S-E-X, sex. Yes, it's sexual energy. And it was manipulated. It was pushed into the second chakra down for the males. Okay? And then it stayed into the heart center where it belongs for females. So we've kind of been carrying a lot of the heavy burdens. Now, the only thing on this planet that is actually real is love. Everything else is a holographic distortion. The love reverberates throughout the universe. Everything else is just, and these tarot cards is just humans behaving badly, me included, of course, definitely. So what's going to happen? This is my take on the Venus retrograde. 40 days and 40 nights starting tomorrow. And this is going to be ongoing for the next 30, 200, 300 years. And the females, we have to stay open this space while we watch our men move their sexual energy into the heart center. That's not going to be easy for them. But this is beautiful. Because when that happens, and then I'm going to get to why the twin flames are on a mission. We're on a templated mission in the grid work of the earth, to help restore the original divine blueprint, God's intent for males and females, the intention for our sexual union. The twin flames, we're the ones taking the hit on this. We have to create this template to make it possible to bring back, the Creator's original intent for us, the beauty of and the love. Because some people get sex and love mixed up. We probably all have at some point or another. And I believe in multiple incarnations. And so, I might be a female in this life, but that's, that's just because we're in duality. You have to pick one or the other. So anyhow, while this starts to happen, once you get the thing about the heart space, the heart center and the higher heart, it's deeper than conditional love. It's much deeper than that. When you're in the heart space, you are working with pure source, capital S, prime creator, creative energy. Now you're cooking with fire. When women and men start working in beautiful harmony with each other, which is what the twin flames are supposed to be here to demonstrate, that's going to change the world. It really is. So I covered the Venus. I think I covered the three. Let's dive into the reading because we're into 10 minutes now. So this is a storyline. So I need to pull the computer down because I want you to see the cards here, how they're laid out. Because now we're bringing in something even deeper. There's a lot of symbolism in this reading. I didn't do it intentionally. I did it subconsciously. Okay, so you see these cards here? We have 4 cards with clarifiers and then 4 underneath. Then we have what's on the bottom of the deck, and then we have 3 overshadowing cards that came out on top to crown this reading. And 2 of them are major arcana, so there's cosmic influences. And then this one relates to the final outcome. So I'll kind of include them as I go along. I'm trying to stay focused here. Now this reading brings in the Kabbalism, the tree of life, and the hemispheres of the brain all together. This quadrant here, this set of 4 cards, this can almost be seen. That's why I put the selenite wand in the middle. This is kind of like the left hemisphere of the brain. This is the more masculine, logical, what is seen. This side here, these 4 cards, top and bottom, this quadrant here, this is like demonstrating to me the right hemisphere of the brain, which is the mysterious, the feminine, the hidden, the creative, the unseen, the mystery unfolding. Now, the common denominator of these 2, if you split these in half, the common denominator is the divine masculine. That's the man or the male in the twin flame union. Because this section, now that I'm looking at the story, this is about him and his karmic relationship. And then there's a transition. And then this is about the divine masculine starting to move towards his divinity with his destined partner, with actually the other kind of his twin flame, it's called. And but this is a tarot reading. So where should I start here? Now, let me pull the screen back up. I wanted you to see that, because if you ain't know anything about the tree of life, I guess we'll start at the beginning. Your first 2 cards. All right. I'm going to do the best I can to show you these cards. We got the Ace of Swords paired with a major arcana, the Wheel. It's called the Wheel of Fortune. This card here, this is God at play. The divine. Venus, Jupiter, Saturn. Yeah. We're humans. They're gods. If this offends you because you're a Christian, click off. I'm not interested in your opinion anymore. Okay. This is the crowning crystal clarity of truth and clarity. I work with truth because in order for me to make decisions about my life, I need to know the truth. Okay. Now, this is a storyline. Something came to light. A truth came out. The secrets, some kind of secret or secrets were revealed, or are being revealed, or will be revealed. Once that happened, once the cat got out of the bag, the wheel started turning. The wheel went into motion. We have no power over this wheel. The only thing that stays stationary on this wheel is our place on this wheel. When this wheel starts turning, that's God. And this all belongs to God, okay? Don't be confused about that. God's the boss here in my world. Now, something came, some kind of truth came out. Now, this is on the divine masculine and his karmic partner's side. And it's hanging over a battle and a war card. And the divine, his karmic partner, it's right above her. I'll get to that in a minute. Where do I go next? Okay, now, what we have that is significant here is, I'm going to pull these cards down, the significators down, and I'll bring them back in a minute. We have a divine partnership here. Now, I'm sorry about the blurry screen. I'm doing the best I can. All I can tell you is that we have the King of Cups, which is love, and the Queen of Cups, which is love. That's what these are. You can see the colors match. Now, this is a Crowley deck, so it does say Knight, but for my intents and purposes, and I know my deck because I've had it for 30 years, this becomes the King and the Prince becomes the Knight. So that's why he's not sitting in a throne. He's the King of Cups. Okay? There's a reason I'm using this deck, and I found out today why. And then that's going to come out too, maybe. So this here is a divine union. This here, this major arcana, the star card, this governs every single card in this deck. It's influencing this. So let's put this king and queen down. This card here is called the star card. This is a major arcana. This speaks of several things. It does speak of destiny, okay? It speaks of destiny. It speaks of healing. And it speaks of hope. Hope. Now, you see this to me in the background represents the world. You know, the Creator, when she created Earth. And what happened to Earth? This drama. It's been going on for countless eons. Falling from grace, falling out of galactic alignment in the state we're in now. Don't worry, it's getting better. It's going to keep getting better too, especially as these new babies are being born. But so hope. We have hope for our world. Healing, hope, destiny, and a lot of other really beautiful things. This is a major arcana. So a lot of these unions are going to happen, and that's going to change the world, as I said earlier. Now, smack dab in between the king and queen that are supposed to be together, we have the Eight of Swords. There's a predominance of swords in this reading, a predominance. Now, let me tell you about the swords, and then I'm going to show you the Eight of Swords in two other decks, because that's important. Swords represents thinking. Mental, your thoughts. Okay, now I want to show you two other this is also the Eight of Swords. This is the Eight of Swords in one of my books. Okay, you see her? And so is this. This is the Eight of Swords in my new Celtic deck. Now these are all the Eight of Swords. They did color the color purple over in this Crowley deck. They did carry that over. Now, as I said, the swords are the mental quality. So, this person is in a mental prison. A mental prison. You see these women, they're both blindfolded. It could be a man or a woman. I think it's both of them. I think it's the divine feminine and the masculine. In different ways, they're in a mental prison. It's a mental prison. See, if you look at these cards, they could shake those ropes loose and then take the blindfold off, and characters, those figures could walk right through those swords that are in the ground. It's not like a true prison, like a jail where you know, they're locked in there and all they have to do is walk right through. But what's going on here actually is restriction, self-sabotage, isolation, and vulnerability. Key phrases of this card. And this card is right smack dab in between the king and the queen. The divine partners, not the karmic female, the ones that are supposed to come together because it's destined from the creator in order to affect a planetary grid and bring us back into a demonstration of the fact that in the higher realms, in the God realms, you know, those, like, for example, Saint Germain of the violet flame of transmutation, a lot of people honor him. They all have twin flames. They all have male and female counterparts. That's how it works. One's not better. They're different, but they're in complete equilibrium. The hearts and their mind and hearts are connected and they're balanced out. And that's what we're after. I'm getting much better with this. I've made a lot of strides with this since I actually have a twin. I kind of ran into him, and we're in separation. I mean, I'll probably never see him again. But the point is that it helped me balance out my my feelings with my thought, my thinking patterns, which gave me a lot of power. So anyhow, right in the middle is this card. Now in the Crowley deck, there's a key word, and it says interference. Now you don't see the interference in the books when they describe this card. That's what now I'm appreciating this deck, because what is the interference between this king and queen? What is the interference? Guess what card popped up? The Hierophant. There's a lot of meanings to that card. That's a marriage right there. There's a marriage that's interfering, keeping these two apart. It's that simple. It's interfering. Because keep in mind, this is God's plan. Okay? Just keep that in mind. I'm not happy about this either. If you're not a twin flame, you're blessed. The twin flames are doing this for everybody. This is not some kind of romantic, amazing. It is a love story of epic proportions. It is that. This is pretty far from romantic. This is sucking up some pain. This is not an easy journey, and it is not fun. Now I know all about it, but I didn't run into mine until a few months ago. Well, I ran into it probably a year ago, but I didn't realize it was a flame until we came in, kind of had a collision and falling out. Here's the deal. All right, so the way these came out, yeah, this is how they came out. Now, first and foremost, here's the mystery question. What's the difference between men and women? Ask my sister, she'll tell you. The answer is everything, okay? Now, here's the deal with twin flames. There's what they call a runner-chaser dynamic. It's present in every twin flame relationship, I believe, except for maybe Mel and Nicole, the twin race. He's on the cutting edge. You want to know about twin flames? Mel and Cole. Mel and his twin is Nicole, and they have videos all over YouTube. Gold Ray. He's my go-to for cutting edge information. Cutting edge. But there's a lot of other good people now, too. So anyhow, the runner-chaser. This is why there's a runner-chaser dynamic. Generally, the men are running, and the females are chasing. Why? Because the female, okay, the woman, she wants to completely lose herself by giving her heart to somebody. This is how girls are, I guess. Now, the man, he's running because he doesn't want to give his heart to somebody because he's afraid that he might lose himself. Does that make sense? That's opposite there. So the woman wants to lose herself by giving her heart. The man, he doesn't want to give his heart because he doesn't want to lose himself. Okay? That's why he's running. He's running for the hills. But now things are starting to change, and definitely after this Venus retrograde, and everybody's situation is different. This isn't a personal reading for me, but I see some elements of it that already have transpired, or I believe might be. Now, this is a good thing. I want to tell you and congratulate the females because we've been doing pretty much. Well, we already know what's going on. We've been known what's going on. The king here, he's actually looking in the direction of the queen, but she's sitting head on. See, she's sitting just straight. She's not looking in either direction. And why? So I clarified that. Why? Because the Four of Swords came up in reverse. Now that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. The Four of Swords came up twice. Because, see, twin flames mirror each other. It's like looking in the mirror. This is a Crowley deck. It's the Four of Swords. A lot of sword energy. This one says truce. But this is a Four of Swords. Now, if you look at the picture here, you see this? This one's a woman, but she's laying here on this cloud, right? And look at the rays coming down on her. Okay? Those are like rays. Sun rays, rays of God, rays of whatever. So, because this is the sword, the air, the quality of air, so the sword, and this one's on the feminine side in the reverse. This one's upright on the male side. So I'm going to get back to this one, but they're mirroring each other. Okay, they're mirroring each other. Now, what I'm trying to say is the swords is, as I said, is mental. It's your thought world, your thinking. With twin flames, it's sometimes they kind of like bombard each other's mental space. Like you kind of like thinking about them and you don't want to, but sometimes you can't help it. So anyhow, the situation is that, and this could relate to anybody, not just twin flames. When there's a situation happening in your life, something that's troubling to you, you kind of sit there and you think about it. Now, this relates to the Hanged Man, but he didn't come up in this reading, but it's the same thing. So you look at something from every single vantage point and viewpoint and perspective, and you think about it and think about it and think about it until you literally go into like a cognitive burnout. Like your brain's like, so then you take a rest. You're like, oh, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to take a rest. Okay? So, now, once it comes up in reverse, which it did for the Divine Feminine, that means you're over it. You know what? I really don't care what my counterpart's doing. It's time for me to get to work. Because I know why I'm here. And I'm going to make this happen with or without my counterpart. Because I love myself. Because I've learned that. And it took a long time for us. So now we're out in the world. Now, personally, this applies to me because I'm getting ready to do volunteer work at the local hospital. Yeah. In the healing arts. Yeah, with what I do with yoga and stuff like that. Yeah, the volunteer. So that's great for us, the females. Now, and this actually, the clarifying card for the Divine Masculine, it actually relates to this. Because once you start becoming whole within yourself and you know that you don't need another person or your Divine Masculine to validate you, because you always have them in the fifth dimension, in the fifth density level and above. You guys are going to we're stuck together probably for eternity as servants of the light. So I hope you like your twin flame. What a mess. So we're always together in 5D. We are. This is not a normal relationship. However, in 3D, we don't, a lot of twins don't even know each other. They don't know much at all about each other. But after the female practices this self-love and she starts to come into her power and she doesn't worry about the masculine, he's going to feel that subconsciously and know that. So he's not going to be feeling like he has to run anymore. So then when he gets a little more comfortable, I'm getting 80% is what they're telling me. 80% of the divine masculines, there's going to be communication coming in. That's how I knew this was for twin flames that are in separation. There's going to be communication coming in. They might text you or call you, or you might run into them. They might be, they might be on the other side of the world. It doesn't matter. You're still joined in the higher realms. Yeah, there's going to be communication. If not between now and the end of this Venus retrograde, after the end of this Venus retrograde, this 40 days and 40 nights, if you haven't heard from them, then you should after that. Now, I'm not going to hear from mine because I messed that up. Oh, well. Yeah, I messed that one up. Yeah, I'm not totally healed either. That's another thing about if you're listening to find out more about twin flames, they can't come into union until they're both healed. They're supposed to be all healed, but because humans are so darn frail and faulty, and we're just all a mess down here sometimes, we're getting a lot of grace from God. And a lot of pushing from the universe, like Venus retrograde, Uranus. Now stuff's getting real on this planet. It's getting real, and we all seen this coming because a lot of it's been following this. It's getting real, and it's getting kind of scary even for me because I kind of don't know. I don't know about this twin flame thing. I'm a Virgo. So there. What was I saying? Let me get my crystal ball here. Put my communication, my blue crystal here. So where was I? So yeah, so divine feminines, you're going to hear from your divine masculine, if not before 40 days. At the end of this Venus retrograde, you should be getting some kind of communication from them. And a lot of you have been waiting for that, so I hope that happens for you. This reading is telling me that 80% of you that is going to happen. 80%. Okay. Now. So we got this whole top line here done. I mentioned the 5th density level. That's why we have the Magician card here. This is the manifestor in the deck. Yeah, this is if my mom saw this video, she'd say that's bullshit. She'd think I was crazy. I might be crazy, but these cards don't lie, and I know what's going on. Now, this is the Manifestor, the Magician card, and there's 3 Magician cards in the Crowley deck. So, in 5D, this was pre-planned. And if you don't believe me, listen to Ramblin' Mike. He's my inspiration. That's why I put on extra rings. Shout out, but he's not going to be watching my videos. I just started. So, yeah, this was an agreement that these 2 people made before they incarnated into flesh on the earth in this time zone, this aberration time loop that we're trying to fix. Because I've already kind of know what's going on, and this has already occurred to me. This is how ascended masters think, in training, think and operate. They know that they can go back and forth in time or create parallel universes or other universes to change things and make other new events happen. That's why you need to watch about what you're thinking about, because that's what you're going to create. That's why I'm not with my boy Richie. He's a Seventh-day Adventist, Bible thumper, fundamentalist. Does a tarot card reader belong with one of those guys? That was a mess. He was very nice, though. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, this was manifested in 5D. Then we incarnated, knowing that we've had the twin flames. They've been together in many lifetimes before. Mine, they told me 10 10 lives we were in each other's lives before. I can kind of feel it now because of the way I had to go back to remembering the very first day I met him. And now everything then I kind of thought back and I kind of realized, oh yeah, okay, that's where that feeling of like coming home or feeling comfortable came from. Yeah, so this was manifested before we came down here, and then we tried to agree to try and find each other. As if that wasn't impossible in and of itself. Then we had to go through this runner chaser thing. Yeah, it's been this was already pre-planned. Then I'll get to this one later. That's the third one. So let's go down and talk about let's talk about the karmic partner of the divine masculine. Now, it doesn't matter what sign she is. That's irrelevant, but she's coming up as, in this particular reading, for who this resonates with. If you have a twin flame and you know he's married and this reading is resonating with you, his karmic partner or his wife, according to the Hierophant, they're actually married. That's what he's saying. But maybe not. Maybe they're living together. She came up as the Queen of Wands. You see her there with her cat. Now, according to the zodiac, this would be Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. And in my other deck, I wanted to show you the Queen of Wands in my other deck. You see all that orange? Yeah, the Queen of Wands, right? She, the Queen of Wands. Wands are the fire signs. I love fire signs. I don't have any fire in my chart. The Wands, the Queen of Wands, she is, she's a lot of things, but she is very sexually accomplished and very, and she knows it. Yeah, and she's very, very beautiful too. And she's hot in the sack. Yeah, she's hot in bed. She's like every man's dream. She's gorgeous. She's hot in bed. Always. She'll stay that way for you. So this is every man's dream right here. All right. But so what's happening here that's showing me, to clarify, this is the card that came on top of the karmic partner, the Queen of Wands. Oh, the other thing about the Queen of Wands is she can get into a little bit of trouble. She can, because she's got a little bit of that sexual prowess in her, and she's accomplished in her sexuality. She could wander off. She could get in a little bit of trouble here if she's acting a little out of integrity. You know, we're all humans. Who hasn't done that? So and she is underneath of this clarity card. So something about this, the divine masculine and his karmic, some kind of truth came out. I don't know what it was, truth or things that were hidden or secrets between them. Something came out and then things started moving. But they were meant to. Whoever started it or whatever happened, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant how these secrets came out. That has nothing to do with it. The point is, God came in, and now the wheel's turning. This is all God's creation. What are we going to do? We're just players here, but we are interconnected, and that's a whole other video. But so to clarify, the divine masculine's wife, we got a horrible card came out. This card makes me really sad. Now look closely at this card. Where's my wand? You see this? This is the 5 of Swords. Again, the swords. Now, because if it's a sword, it could be mental conflict. If you look carefully in the background, you'll see everybody retreating. This was a battle. This was a war. Down here, that's the divine masculine. His swords are on the ground and they're broken. He's destroyed. He's not even standing up. This here is his karmic partner. Not only is she standing up, she's still armed. Everybody else is retreating or broken. She's still standing up, armed. Not as only is she armed, but she's got a sword in both hands. Wow. Yeah, he's a mess here. This hurts my heart. That's the divine masculine. This wife, she's not divine in the grand scheme of things. She might be every man's dream. She's insignificant. She's a nobody. She's just a player. She's a pawn, actually. She's elevated herself to the highest queen, but she did that. She didn't earn that. She just assumed the role. She's not divine, but he is. He's on his knees. He's destroyed. Now, the Five of Swords is a card where nobody won. This is a war where nobody wins. And nobody wins in war anyhow. Does she look like she won? Is she coming back into town on a victory horse in the victory ticker tape parade? No. Look at her face. Can't even see it. Her head's down and it's all dark. She's looking more like the Princess of Death to me. Wow, this card hurts my heart. All right, I'm going to have to speed this up a little bit. So now we're starting to move over here. We have the Four of Swords. So the masculine's been thinking about things, and then he got burned out, so he had to take a rest. Then he decided. We got the Two of Swords in reverse. He finally decided, or he will decide during Venus retrograde, what he wants in love. He's going to make a decision. He already has decided. You're not going to know outwardly because this is just in his mind, his thoughts. He's thinking. He hasn't made any outward moves yet. He's either already decided or he will decide during this Venus retrograde or afterwards to make a decision on what he's going to do about this predicament. If he's going to stay with his wife because he loves her. I mean, she's not a bad person. She's human like the rest of us, you know. She has feelings too. It's sad. So he's going to have to make a decision what he wants to do. If he wants to step up with the big dogs or if he wants to, you know, have his wand taken care of. Okay. So there he is again. This is the Two of Wands. You see, it's like there's no ships coming in here. It's just in the very beginning. You see that circle? That's like he has the world in the palm of his hand and he's thinking, now what am I going to do? I got to start over now. What am I going to do? Now it looks to me like I'm getting half, not all, at least 50%. They chose to be with their divine counterparts because we have the Fool. That means he's ready to make a leap of faith into the unknown. And these guys, they're like, that's why they're thinking and it's burning them out, because like you start thinking about this kind of stuff and you realize this is real life, this is really happening, and this is soul level stuff. That'll throw you in a damn psych ward. Seriously. I know I was in the psych ward when I first had my out of body experience and I saw the real reality as opposed to what's going on in this primary reality and the discrepancy thereof and the Galactic Brotherhood. Oh yeah, my world changed fast. It threw me for a loop. So this isn't easy work, but he's going to take a leap of faith. Apparently they both are. And this is one of the twin flame cards, the Six of Cups. Now this guy kind of came out sideways. So my take on this is that the masculine and the feminine, they've both tried to let go of this twin flame relationship, but they're both sort of hanging on to it because they don't know what to do. They're in a mental prison. They don't know what the hell to do. They're stuck. They're both stuck in different ways. They mirror each other. Crazy. Then we got a final outcome card. Works. This is the Three of Discs. This is in this case, this is a divine partnership card. This is the final outcome. So this is a good outcome for whoever this reading's for. It's called Works. See it? Works. This is the Three of Discs. This is teamwork. Okay? Unification, teamwork, partnership. divine partnership, and it goes with this this is another card that is shadowing the entire spread. This is the Ace of Discs. This is a brand new start and beginning, a new beginning. It in anything. This is the material world, so it could be a business, a partnership. It could be love. It's just a brand new beginning in the material realm. Aces are great cards. They're brand new beginnings. They're exciting. Now I like the Ace of Wands because that's got the wand. That's a symbol of the penis, the phallus. So that's a passionate, fiery, like could be some juicy sex in there. But this one is an overall beginning, because the whole point of twin flames isn't the juicy stuff. Although if they get together, game on, bitches. Game on when they get together, okay? The female knows that, but the male doesn't. So what am I saying here? Sorry, I got sidetracked thinking about sex. I haven't had any in a while. So we got this some work. Oh, I was saying the point isn't the juicy sex, it's that you got work to do for the planet. For the planet. Very important work. I ran out of time, so I'm not going to do the rest of the cards, but I'm going to sign off, okay? So everybody, be aware. Some people from your past may come during this retrograde, and just chill with it, flow with it. You know, you're only going to have a hard time if you fight it. That's kind of how things work. Grace and ease. Good luck. Good luck, Twin Flames. Thanks for your service. Night.